Hi everybody, welcome to the Baguette Investor channel for a new sector review. I've been riding this uranium bull market for 4 weeks almost, and I've not been one of the first to talk about. There are many people who entered right before me, but if you've not seen the potential that the uranium nuclear stocks have, well, this video is for you. This is the sequel. This is the third video that I'm making, where I will review the state of the different sector indexes and the best stocks that I'm watching that have the highest probability of being leaders in the space. So first, we are starting by the uranium index. I use the Global X Uranium ETF as an index for the sector because there is no clear and defined index for the sector. Very quick summary, you see that we've been in a downtrend for a long time, for a decade, and now we're trying to start a new uptrend. The technical chart looks amazing. There is an immense volume coming into this ETF. Look at the volume right there. This is amazing. You have a perfect reversal pattern, which is a huge base with an extraction and a retest right there. And if you zoom in on the daily, there is a nice ugly cup and handle pattern, but that will do the job if it keeps going up and confirms. If you look at the other ETF, North Shore Global Uranium Mining, so this is uranium mining. This one is also focused on nuclear. This one is focused on uranium mining, just uranium mining. And you can see it's printing a beautiful cup and handle pattern that, if it confirms, which means if we have a breakout with volume on the upside, it's very, very highly probable considering the volume that's entering this ETF, but we're never anticipating. We're trading what the market tells. This is beautiful. If you look at the spot uranium price, it's also trying to go into a new uptrend, which would be very good for uranium miners. Uranium mining companies make more money when there is more demand on uranium, and make more money when the price of uranium becomes higher. You can see it's starting to look like the price of uranium wants to trend above. And if you want a more detailed look at the price of uranium, you can check the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust listed in Toronto in Canada. And you can see there is also a big volume entering in there, and we have a nice reversal pattern forming right now, which is very bullish for the next weeks. There are two stocks that are really leaders in the place. It's Centrus Energy Corp. I think it's a mining company. It engages in the supply of nuclear fuel for the nuclear industry. So that's what it is. That's what it says. And it's been a leader in the ETF for quite some time, for, let's say, since December 18. You can see with the COVID crash, right there, it had much more strength than most companies that made a new low during the COVID crash. This company didn't even make a new low and is, since the COVID crash, in a very strong uptrend. There was an entry point right there that I didn't take because I was not looking at uranium at that time. And since then, there has been no entry point. There are the earnings on November 11, so be careful about that if you want to buy this. I'm not buying this because it's already much too extended. But I'm looking at other companies. This one is a leader in the space, very good chart. Other leader in the space is Energy Fuels. The ticker is UUUU, very interesting ticker. You can see there is also huge volume coming into this stock, which has a chart pattern comparable to most of the stocks in the space, and it's one of the few that broke out last week. I tried doing a trade right there, but I messed up a little bit and I was not very confident. But now you can see that it's a clear, beautiful breakout with this level right there that acted as resistance. Many people were selling on this level, and once this level has been cleared, you can see we're now bouncing very strong. And if I recall well, there has been the earnings this week that triggered a nice run up. Earnings are always a good catalyst for trends if you don't know about this. I'm going to now talk about the stocks that I'm watching that have an amazing potential. I'm talking about Global Atomic Corporation, GLO, listed in Toronto, that I own at the moment. I have a small position risking 0.5% of my capital on this with a stop loss right there. I think it has a high probability of keep going up, because that's what I do as a trend follower. I try to keep being into the strongest trends, and you can see it's looking quite nice with a cup and handle pattern that looks like the Uranium ETF, but just more mature. So it just is breaking out to higher levels. Another company that's listed in New York, which is the Next Gen Energy Ltd. Earnings next week, very soon, November 10. That's with the ugly cup and handle pattern, but you can predict that it has a high probability of success if the other companies start going up. So I can imagine this maturing a little bit, or the earnings making the price spike above. And in the case just before the earnings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a trigger buy above the resistance level to be taken into the trade if the price spikes fast above. This is how I try to catch uptrends during earnings. Very good chart, Next Gen Energy. Another very good looking company, Uranium Royalty Corp, listed in NASDAQ. So when you're in the US, amazing. This is very good looking. You had a first entry right there. If you were brave, you can see massive volume came in beginning of September. This is looking very good. Another ugly cup and handle, but I think it has a very high probability of success. Another one that is less good looking because it's less mature, but also a very, very good bet. This is VMI Resources Energy. You have Magnetic Resources. This is all Australian companies. Consolidated Uranium. Denison Mine. Denison Mine is also looking very good because it's done the same thing as Energy Corp, UUUU. It's confirmed the breakout of this very important resistance area, and now it's moving to higher places. So I don't think there is an entry point right now. Well, you could always try to play the breakout right there in the post earnings. You can see we had the earnings. It was on November 4th, but there are maybe better opportunities. One thing you can check is the strength of this stock compared to the index. And you can see, well, yeah, it's amazing, good looking chart, good looking compared to the index. A very good investment for me as a technical analyst. So that's the update. Oh no, I forgot to check my stocks, the stock that I own. So in terms of uranium stocks, I own Laramide Resources, which is clearly not the best choice I made, but I did not enter strong on uranium before I see the confirmation. I will not YOLO uranium stocks before I see the confirmation, because what can really happen, you need to remember this, it can fail the breakout and then dump like crazy. It's already happened for many sectors. I don't know, imagine there is a tsunami or an earthquake in Japan, and it does the same like the Fukushima disaster. I can't remember the ticker for the Japanese nuclear company. I tried to remember the name. Japan Energy Corp. I can't remember the name. I encourage you to check the company that managed the Fukushima's power plant and see the impact of the tsunami on the share price to understand risk management, that overnight your stock can dump 50% and you need to be ready for any scenario. So just to be clear, I'm not entering strong on stocks before I see confirmation in the market. Anyway, I own Laramide Resources that has still not confirmed the uptrend. I'm waiting for the breakout of this 1.12 Canadian dollars. And as I said, I bought last week a GLO because it's that confirmed the breakout over this 426 Canadian dollars level, looking very strong. I hope we are not going to have a retest down and a new uptrend. This is the worst case scenario as a trend follower, that your stop loss gets triggered and then the trade works. It's very frustrating, but you have to put a stop loss to secure your investment. I will talk in future videos about fees on the Canadian exchange. Anyway, I just wanted to share the uranium trend with you and how we're doing on uranium. This is looking very good. If you're not yet looking at uranium stocks, well, you should be looking because it's a very interesting sector. So thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Have a nice week. Goodbye.